Hello students. Today we are going to begin a new topic, and the topic is letter writing. As you know that letter are of two types. Number one is formal and number two is informal. Why do we write letter? Letter is an easy way to communicate, to express your ideas. At the spot, if you are going to write a letter to any person who is for the purpose of administrative work, that time how will you express your idea very fast? Within a short time you have to express your ideas and give the message to the person whom you are willing to write the letter. So this is why we have to learn very clearly about letter. Let us see objective of letters. You can see here, to revive the passion of letter writing and to develop the art of writing letters. Art of writing letters मतलब किसी भी व्यक्ति को लेटर कैसे लिखना है उसके डिटेल उसको जानकारी रहना पड़ेगा, उसकी पैशन उसको एक्सप्रेस करने के एक तरीका होना चाहिए लेटर के प्रति. टू एनेबल द स्टूडेंट टू राइट लेटर, एक्सप्रेस देयर फीलिंग एंड कम्युनिकेट आइडियाज़. द आइडियाज़ विच यू बोर इनसाइड you, how will you express with the help of writing? This is why letter is written. To enable students to analyze and compare various formal, informal letters and note difference of conventions, vocabulary, style and tone. This thing is very important. You keep in mind while writing a letter, you have to very cautious while writing this letter. Vocabulary, style and tone. Convention, vocabulary, style and tone. These things has to be very careful, because while writing in exam, these things are checked very strictly. Whether your vocabulary is good or not, whether you're expressing the way you have expressed your writing is there is accuracy or not, style, tone, everything will go in details right now. Next, to enable the students to write formal letters to people in immediate, as I told you right now, immediate and extended social and academic environment for diverse purposes. Immediately you have to express the ideas. For example, I told you right now that if you are going to somewhere else, suppose you are going to district magistrate office, and you have to convey your problems to him. So how will you convey that message? With the help of letters. That time you have to give your ideas by writing. So this is what letter taught you. Now let us see, why do we write a letter? We write a letter to inform something, whether it may be your social problem, it may be your own personal problem, through which you can inform to anyone, to inquire about, to apply for job, courses, etc. These are the way through which we write a letter. To express your views, to respond to queries, questions and data. This is why we write the letter. Next point, types of letter. I told you there are two types of letter on the basis of type. That is, one is formal letter, the other is informal. Formal औपचारिक लेटर को कहते हैं और informal किसको कहते हैं? अनौपचारिक लेटर. These are the two types, but there is difference. What is the difference between these two types of letter? Let's have a look. How do they look? This is the chart, or this is the format, you can say. This is informal letter format and this is formal letter format. Now let us see the differences of this format. While writing informal letter, you see at the top you have to write the sender's address. That will be given very clearly in your questions. You have to write the sender's address. After that, you have to mention the date, the same date on which you are appearing your examination. Don't get confused for that. The date should be the same on the day when you are appearing your examination. Next is salutation. Now salutation, for this I would like to mention you see here, while writing salutation, informal letter, In informal letter, while writing, you can start by writing my dear, dearest, my dear father, my dear brother, sister, those who are very close to you, relative, friends. Got the point? So this is a salutation for informal letter. Right after that, you have to be careful for the body of the letter. This is the main part of the letter, of informal letter, whether it's formal or informal. Body of the letter has to be written very in a clear concept, such that the person who reads the letter may understand what expression you are giving to him or her. Understand? Lastly, subscription. Subscription, you have to mention here, you can see complimentary or closer, your affectionately, lovingly, your loving brother, your loving sister, your affectionately daughter, sister, brother, whatever relation you have with the person, you can mention it very clearly. This is all about what? Informal letter. Now let us move to formal letter. You can see here, most of the time we have to go through this letter, formal letter, wherever you go, or in administrative work or school, colleges, wherever university you go, most of the time you have to face the formal letter. So this is very important. The format should be very clear. While writing formal letter, your format should be very effective. ठीक है ना? So while writing formal letter, you see the first is mentioned here, sender's address. Now thing is that from where will you get the sender's address? As you are a student, you will appear in examination, so in question paper it will be very clearly given the sender address. You have to find out the sender address from the question, and you can easily mention the sender address. There is no need of memorizing anything, just you have to learn the format. Once you are clear about the format, letter is very easy, you can acquire 5 marks easily. Next, date. As I told you, date will be the same on the day when you are appearing the examination. After that, you see next, receiver address. Receiver address, the same thing, it will be given in your question, so you can take out from the question the receiver address. After that, subject. Subjects, for example, we can see here, how will you write the subject? You see here, subject, request to supply drinking water. It is depend on the question. The question which will be asked in your examination, you have to understand the question, and you have to recognize what is the subject, or what is the motto, or what is the aim of the question, what it is asking you. So here, just for example, I have taken a request to supply a drinking water. This is subject. Right after subject, you can see salutation. Now salutation, you can see here, sir, madam, respected sir. You can start, even you can start by writing dear sir, but be careful while writing. When you start a letter, dear sir, when we start a letter dear sir, when the person is unknown to us, the person whom you are writing the letter, he is unknown to you, then you can start the writing letter dear sir or dear madam. But one thing you have to be very careful, as you wind up the letter, don't write your sincerely subscription. When you come to the end of the letter, that is subscription, that time you don't write sincerely, it should be yours faithfully. One more thing, okay, right now I'll explain you. After salutation, that is the body of the letter. Now body of the letter, the same way, the formal letter body is also very important. In the same way, no, informal letter and this formal letter body is also very important. Whatever content, whatever matter you have to put in this body of the letter. This is the major portion where any person will go through your letter and will understand what you have conveyed the message with the help of letter. And lastly, subscription. If you start a letter by writing dear sir or dear madam, so your subscription should be yours faithfully. Be careful, yours faithfully. Don't write yours sincerely. Okay. One more thing, you have to be very careful. Most of the often student they do one error. They write this way, yours, YOUR''. This is wrong way of writing yours. There should be no any apostrophe while writing yours. Got the point? You have to write this way, YOURS. This is the right way to write subscription. Yours faithfully, yours sincerely, yours obediently. If you are writing to our teachers, if you are writing a letter to your teachers, then your subscription should be yours obediently, obedient student, or your obedient people. You have to conclude this way. Let us proceed to the next. Now types of formal letters. Now see, letter to editor, letter to government agencies, letter to heads of school, college, institute, placing order, letters of inquiry, application for job, leave application. These are the types of formal letters. We'll solve one or two questions on related on these formal letters. How to write formal letters? Now we'll discuss point wise, one by one. As I told you, first you have to mention the sender address. Just I have taken this example. You can see number 542, 4th block, Mahatma Gandhi Road, Rajaji Nagar, Bengaluru. This will be given in your question paper. You can easily find out and write the sender address. Second point, date. And date format should be this. You have to keep in mind 10th August 2020 it is given, but you can write 24 also. August 10, 2024. So this is the format of the date. You have to write in this format. Right after date, receiver address. The same thing, it will be given in the question. You find out from the question the receiver address, the executive engineer, BWSSB, Rajaji Nagar, Bengaluru. This is receiver address, means the person whom you are writing the letter. Next, subject. Request to supply drinking water. On the basis of your question, you find out the subject and you can write the subject. Salutation. Dear sir, madam, respected sir, madam, honored sir, madam, revered sir, madam. Revered means respected. Okay, so this is the salutation of a formal letter. You can begin writing dear sir or madam, respected sir or madam, honored sir or madam, revered sir or madam. But be careful while you write dear sir. We write to a dear to a person who is unknown to us, and its subscription should be yours faithfully, not sincerely. Now body of the letter. While writing body of the letter, you introduce. Your introduction should be there. After, details should be there. What is the purpose of writing that letter? Details should be mentioned there. And lastly, you summarize in short. You are going to appear in your examination, so there is a word limit. There is word limit of 120 words. So be careful of this word. You don't exceed more than 120 words. You don't go 130 or 40, and don't write below 115 word also, because you exceed. If you exceed more words, your number may be deducted. If you write less word, then also your number may be deducted. So exactly 110 to 20, in between this you can write the letter, keeping in mind the words. Next, subscription. You can see here, kindly to the needful sir, madam, thanking you in anticipation, yours faithfully, sincerely, and lastly signature. Writer's name in capital letter. Writer name should be in capital letter. Clear? Now let us see 1-2 questions related to this. Sample letters to editor. This letter is to editor. Sender address. Right after that, date, receiver address, and the topic here, the subject is garbage heaps on road. Now you have to write to editor. Now you can see here, sir, through the columns your esteemed daily, I wish to draw your kind attention to the filthy sight created by heaps of garbage on the main road of our area. The residential area, there is not proper dustbin, and all the society peoples, they are throwing the garbage on the road, which is creating very bad smell, and it is very difficult to pass through that way. This is the awareness that you have to create it with the help of this editor. The pile goes on increasing day by day. It emits foul stench, bad smell. It has become difficult to pass by that way. We have to cover our noses. Of course, if you pass through a foul stench way, you can't bear the smell. So we have to close our nose with the help of our handkerchief. This garbage is also breeding insect, which is very dangerous. It may spread diseases. It will very harmful for the society people. So these are the things which we have to introduce in mid, and this is the detail of your letter. Here you have introduced, and in mid you have to explain the detail, and lastly you have to summarize also. Then I therefore request you to publish my letter in your newspaper so as to draw the attention of the concerned authority who are still in deep slumber. Slumber means sleep, deep sleep. Means your all the working official person, they are not in duty, they are not doing their duty. So I would like to draw your attention with the help of your newspaper, such that this problem may be sorted out as soon as possible. Through the this way you have to write the letter, that is formal letter, thanking you in anticipation, your faithfully Saurabh. This is the letter for editor. One more letter we can see, placing an order. Next letter is placing an order. Same thing, sender address, date, receiver address, and subject, supply a book for the school library. Now this is for placing an order. Sir, through this letter we wish to place a bulk order for the supply of books to our school library. This is the introduction. The list of books with their particular is attached here. Now what books do you need? See, you have to frame a box here, and you mention all the details of the books or particular which you are going to order. The first is name of the, it is here serial number, name of the books, author or publisher, and copies required. How many copies you required, you have to mention very clearly. Now History of India by L. Prasad, 20 copies. Modern Trigonometry, Bansilal, 30 copies. Modern Algebra, in this way India Wins Freedom by M. A. Q. Azad, 10 copies. So you have to mention the detail, which book do you want. Lastly, we shall not settle for less than 20% discount on the purchase of the book. Besides, we request you to give another 5% special discount that is usually granted to the institutional buyer. Means you can negotiate the price also. You can ask for the, what to say, discount also. ठीक है ना? It goes without saying that you will have to bear the mail and other expenses involved the dispatch and delivery books. The above book must reach in proper condition and order not later than 25th November if our terms and conditions are acceptable to you. You can give the time also, because it is a school, so school will close after 3 o'clock. So you can mention the time also here. You can write that the orders, the above book must reach in proper condition and order not later than 25th November before 3 o'clock or from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can mention the time, because school has a duration. Within that duration your order should be delivered by your agency. So this is what about we'll learn about the letter for placing an order. So with this we come to an end of the letter writing. Thanks, that's all.